This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, Manoira, Hamakom Hazeh, we're here in Chento at the Kever of one of the all-time great Mekubalim, Rabbi Imanuel Chai Riki, who lived from 1688 to 1743. He was born in Ferrara. He was mechaber many svarim, Choyshev Machshavos on Tanakh, Maaseh Choyshev on the Melechas HaMishkan, these Parshios, Hayin Ashir, we spoke on the bus, on Mishnah, Chazot Sion on Tehillim. But he is acclaimed for writing the Mishnas Chasidim, as the Rav Bornstein mentioned, Mishnas Chasidim, what the Rambam did to the Torah Sheba'al Peh in his magnum opus Mishnah Torah, the Mishnas Chasidim, Rabbi Imanuel Chai Riki, did to the writings of the Arizal. The great Tzaddikim consider the Mishnas Chasidim the final word on Kabbalah. Divrei Chaim writes in Eben Ezra Sim Kuf Aleph, Kol Devarav Hemasoiles Beruro Mimenu Ein Lo Hasir V'roi Lismoi Chalav. The Divrei Chaim says, Sheyadua Shedivrei HaMishnas Chasidim Hu Me'ahari V'Talmidav Oy Gedolim Mekubalim HaRishonim Bebirur B'loi Ta'as. By the way, Minchas Salazar also writes, Noida Gadol, godless of a Mishnah Chasidim, Shahakadosh HaMekubal, Rav Tzvi Hersh of Zidichayv, who is known as the Sar Beis HaZoyhar, says that his name is the Mishnas Chasidim because it's a Mishnah Torah in Chachmas HaEmes. Now, how did he elevate himself to become such a great Mekubal? Well, he himself addresses this question. He says he paid a visit to the city of Tzfas, and in Tzfas he was first exposed to the writings of the Arizal. Says the Mishnas Chasidim, none other than the Arizal himself assisted him in writing the work. How is that possible? Says Mishnas Chasidim, I was mishtateach on the kever of the Arizal. I prayed and I begged in the zechus of the Ari, he should watch over me to help me understand his teachings. Ba'alav imi l'sayeni, the soul of the Arizal, assisted me in writing the Mishnas Chasidim. The Chida writes about Rabbi Imanuel, he says, Misnag b'chasidus v'shamati, that 22 years the Mishnas Chasidim fasted b'mei hachol. 22 years the Mishnas Chasidim fasted during the week. So he wrote a summary, a kitzur of the Mishnas Chasidim, which he said is the neshama of the Mishnas Chasidim. He called it Yoshar Levav. So I just want to give you a little bit of a glimpse. You see over here on the Kever that Rafal Imanuel Chai Riki, Harav Hamuvak Hamukubal, just to give you a little bit of a flavor for his personality, he says, I'm going to translate. Why do you probably wonder, why am I always quoting Eliyahu Hanavi in my drashos? You know why I always quote Eliyahu Hanavi? Is so that I should be zoicha when I call out to him, that he should illuminate my soul in the secrets of the Torah, after Hashem showed me Eliyahu Hanavi in the year I wrote the Sefer Maaseh Choshev. And I asked Eliyahu, explain to me the Lashon of the Zohar. And Eliyahu said, would you like to see Olam Haba? And I said, yes. And then I woke up. And on that year, I was Zoicha to see Yoina ben Amitai, the Tinoik that the Tzarfis brought back to life, and he is none other than Mashiach ben Yosef. Now, to get a full picture of the personality of the Mishnas Chasidim, you got to hear this. Mishnas Chasidim wrote a commentary on Tehillim called Chazot Sion. Says the Mishnas Chasidim, what's the last word of Tehillim? Who knows? The last word of Tehillim? Hallelujah. What's the first word of Tehillim? Ashrei. What's the gematria of the word Hallelujah? 86. Plus the aleph of the first, he says, if you take Hallelujah plus the aleph, it's the same gematria as Yehuda ben Bava. Okay? Which is a remez to David, who comes from Shevet Yehuda, and Tehillim is the gateway to enter the Shar HaShamayim. Why is Rabbi Imanuel Chai Riki saying that Tehillim is a remez to Yehuda ben Bava? So if you look in the last page of the Chazot Sion, there's a eulogy written by Rabbi Imanuel's son, about Rabbi Imanuel's son, who wrote a hesped for his father. And Avram Shmuel, his son, recorded that he said his father would record his dreams. And his father writes that it was either Av or Elul. And he says, I don't remember clearly when it was. It was in the year Tavkuf, 1740. 3 years before his Patira, Rabbi Imanuel had a dream, and he saw himself being killed al Kiddush Hashem. And then in the end of Elul, he had another dream, and they told him that his son had the neshama of one of the Tanoim. And at that point, Imanuel said, I wanted to ask, well, once you're letting me know who my son is, who am I? And he was about to ask the question, and Shamayim told him, you? Don't ask that question. You're Yehuda ben Bava, one of the Asar Harugei Malchus. 3 years later, he was planning on returning to Eretz Yisrael. At the age of 55, he was attacked by 4 hooligans. They slaughtered him, and they killed him like he saw in his dream. And he died al Kiddush Hashem. And he was not found by the people in this city. He was found by the community of Modena 6 days after his death, and they brought him to burial over here in Chento. And even though it was 6 days, his body was complete. And Gufay Tahar B'chomine Tahara Zechusa Yagen Aleinu, the one who codified all the writings of the Arizal.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.